Hello, lovely people. It's Sakino on Sunday again. And I want to talk today about the joy of living. I have been thinking in the last days, about many things. And naturally, of course, about the times that we are living in, and that many people are suffering at the moment from various things. Many people suffer from being isolated, from not being able to hug another human being, from being alone, from not being able to travel. Many people also suffer from less income, even the danger of poverty, not to know from which money to pay the rent, worries about the future, all kinds of things. And then, of course, those people who are sick at the moment, either from the corona or sick from other diseases and not being able to have visitors as much as they would like to have, or having someone who is old or sick and not being able to visit them as much as possible. And even a parent dying alone because the son or daughter could not be with them in that moment when they left. And all kinds of emotions come up. Anger, frustration, sadness, fear, pain, jealousy, anxiety. And I'm mentioning those emotions because for many people those emotions are the contrary to joy. In fact, those emotions are part of life. And the joy of living is the inclusion of all emotions, the so-called good ones and the so-called bad ones. In my work, I very often encounter that someone says, well, I wish I would get over this anger, or I wish I would get over this pain. I wish this period in my life was already over so that I can start being joyful again, that I can start living again. Now, if we are waiting for something to be over so that we can live again, we are missing. We are missing a big part of our life that's so valuable, that can teach us so much. And in my own life, I have experienced periods of severe sadness and grieving and pain and loss. And at those times, I had those feelings too. I wish it was over again. I wish this period of suffering would be finished so I can be joyful again. It's only very recently that I start discovering that those states of feelings, emotions, when I really allow them to be there and allow the depth and the richness of those kind of emotions and including them into my joy of living. Because living means everything. Everything. Not just the good. Also the things that we struggle with. I am discovering all kinds of teachers and mentors, and I'm always very happy when I'm encountering someone who I really like to listen to, because their insight enriches my experience of living. And I am very grateful for some of the teachers out there, because, well, I can listen to teachers whom I feel authentic, whom I feel that they are not putting on a face on stage, and in fact what they are saying is shallow because I can't feel the depth in it. But when I am encountering a teacher or speaker where I can feel that there is also the suffering, that there is also the depth, that there are also those feelings and emotions like anger and frustration and hurt and all of that, then I feel enriched, because I feel they are sharing themselves with me in what they are saying. And today I was listening to a person, a teacher, where I could feel that. And it opened my eyes again to this part, which I am aware of, but sometimes I also forget. That joy of living means including everything. Everything. Everything that life is providing us with is part of the joy of living. I remember many, many years ago, I had a session with someone who was a kind of a medium, and I asked her at that time what my purpose in life was. And she said, and that basically was the foundation of me creating the Joy of Living Institute. My purpose would be, or is, the joy of living and the joy of being a human being, which means experiencing to be in a body, to be a spiritual being incorporated in a body, and everything that goes with that. every experience, every emotion, everything that happens in this physical world, to fully experience it and enjoy being a human being. And at that time, I really didn't fully understand, but I had a glimpse. So together then, at that time, which is some decades ago, I founded, together with my then husband, the Academy for Lebenslust. And when we divorced, I didn't want to keep that name, but I wanted to keep that purpose, that joy of living purpose in myself and in my work. So then I called it Joy of Living Institute. And it makes so much sense to me, especially today. Today I was walking and having coffee and cake with two very dear friends. One of them had recently lost his father, and we were talking about life and death and about his father and about other things. And it was so rich, it was so beautiful. Then we went for a walk in a park, and I was seeing this tree, this old ancient tree in this park, and I was just pulled to it, and I was hugging it, I was touching this tree, and it was so warm and it was so rich, and it was speaking to me from its ancient wisdom. There were no words. It was more a feeling, an emotion, a sensation of transferring all this ancient wisdom and sharing it with me. And we were walking and we were passing playground, and we were looking at other plants and mushrooms, and it was so rich, it was so nourishing. So just having a day which is not an extraordinary day, but still it's an extraordinary day because it's so unique and so special and so complete in itself. So then I decided I just want to sit down and I want to share what I am experiencing right now, the joy of living, the joy of being in a human body, the joy of having feelings and emotions, the joy of sharing them, the joy of the variety of the expressions of life in humans, in trees, in the grass, in the clouds, in the sun, in the rain, in the huge rainbow of emotions that I'm experiencing. And just to share that with you, that if you allow yourself once in a while to just let that into you, enjoy life, enjoy living, and enjoy all emotions that you are experiencing. Allow them. Don't wait for the not so easy emotions to be over. Experience them. Allow yourself to feel them. And I can tell you from my own experience, when you allow any emotion, it will transform. It will not stay. It will transform into something else, into a new emotion. And I know this is not easy all the time, especially when the emotions are hard to handle or difficult to handle. But I want to encourage you to give it a try. And let me know how it works for you. And this is not a self-indulgence, because I see that a lot of times also that people are just indulging in their own introspection, and they are just diving into drama. It's not what I mean. I mean something very undramatic. Allowing, being in this moment. Thank you for listening. Have a great Sunday and a very good week ahead.